You are a slave. Now, that sounds very controversial, so let me put that a little bit better. Your biochemical and emotional responses are being manipulated for profit. Let me explain. If you're watching this, then you're probably someone who spends nearly every day consuming social media, digital entertainment like Netflix and video games, and also junk food. What's the big deal, right? You're enjoying your life. But are you? Dopamine is the reason humans do anything. It's the driving force behind adventure, curiosity, creation, but also the cause of every addiction on the planet. You see, your brain sees dopamine as either a 1 or a 0, meaning it cannot decipher between what's good and bad for your body. It just knows that whatever you just gave it feels really fucking good, and it wants more. Now, these next few questions I'm about to ask you will show you if you're addicted to dopamine or not. You go in the kitchen because you're hungry. Do you pick up the chocolate or the carrot? You go in your room. Do you choose to read or scroll on social media? You wake up the next morning. Do you choose to brush your teeth or do you choose to pick up your phone first? Yeah, exactly. You're definitely addicted to dopamine, as is 95% of the population. That's not an actual statistic, by the way, but you can't deny that probably sounds like you. You might be asking, how did you actually get to this? Now, for me, this is where the video takes a dark turn. So if you don't want to lose any more faith in humanity, I suggest you click off this video now. You've heard what you've had to hear. It's like, just take the blue pill, not the red pill. Almost every company in this Western society exploits this deeply rooted reward system by essentially putting it on steroids. These corporations spend millions every year trying to specifically design their products and platforms to release as much dopamine in the human brain as possible. For example, it's the reason Instagram uses algorithm-based feeds instead of chronological feeds to keep you scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Dopamine acts like a drug in which the more your brain is exposed to the neurotransmitter, the higher your threshold for dopamine gets, meaning that you will be met with extreme resistance in your mind if you so dare to do something that's hard. Hard being anything that you try to participate in that doesn't give you that instant hit of dopamine. It's basically training your mind to run away from anything that doesn't evoke pleasure, which is a huge problem since most of our wildest dreams are hidden behind the great wall of hard work and pain. It's terrifying to believe, but we live in a world that's designed to stimulate our emotions in order to maximize profits. We live in a world where billions of people unconsciously focus their whole life on consuming rather than creating the reality that they actually want to live. It's the Matrix. This shit really is the Matrix, bro. But that's for another video. Fortunately, it's never too late to fix it. So whilst I was on vacation in St. Lucia, I embarked on my own 7-day detox. Here are the rules. Number 1, no social media. Number 2, no junk food. Number 3, no digital entertainment like Netflix or video games. And number 4, no weed. I don't need to ban alcohol because drinking's kind of like a chore for me, but this one will be hard. I thought by taking out those 4 activities, I should be able to reset my dopamine levels and begin to live completely in my life, not in everybody else's. All right, so the stage has been set. Let's start the journey. Welcome to another day in the Matrix, my awakened ones. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Kaizen. I'm a cunt. If you're new here, my name's Kaizen. I'm a content creator from London, currently living in St. Lucia. On this channel, we explore ideas, philosophies, and strategies to live a more conscious lifestyle. As I probably mentioned in the start of the video, I'm conducting a 7-day dopamine detox. Honestly, I'm probably not the only one that feels like this, but I'm 20 years old and I have so much I want to accomplish. I want to do this YouTube shit and grow it to 1 million. I want to start my clothing line, Kaizen Clothing, coming very soon. I want to take over the fucking world, I swear down. But it's very hard trying to take over the world when 1/4 to 1/3 of your day is just taken up by your phone, like literally just pure screen time. Obviously, I make a living from being on my phone, entertaining you guys, TikTok and stuff, at Kaizen if you don't follow already. But a lot of my time, I say it's work, but really I'm just scrolling on TikTok like every other person out there. Like, my second reason is, even as someone who meditates every day, my anxiety is through the roof, man. I can't even lie. I can never live in the present moment. And as someone that meditates, I'm like, what the fuck? Dopamine is kind of like a drug. It's kind of like weed or anything. If you lower your tolerance to dopamine by doing things like a dopamine detox, you'll find that things are so much more enjoyable to do. Things like working on your business, watching a sunset, going to the beach, riding a bike, exercising, meditating, all of these things become 10 times more enjoyable just because your tolerance in your brain ain't there. And all of us in this day and age more than likely have a tolerance to dopamine, like a high tolerance. But before we get on to anything else, let me just outline the benefits of actually doing this dopamine detox correctly. More free time, reduced mind wandering, better sleep, much better sleep. I did this for 24 hours yesterday, and that sleep I just had was amazing. Improved mood and increased fulfillment. Even after doing this for 24 hours just to see if this worked, bro, it works. Like, it definitely does all of these things. But yeah, in order to be a high value person, you have to do the things that 99% of people will not do. In terms of the things that you replace your instant gratification activities with, so things like scrolling through social media and all of that nonsense, you replace it with delayed gratification activities. Things like reading, things like exercise, meditation, journaling. The three things that I suggest is athletic performance, learning, and adventure. Athletic performance, because I don't care who you are, working out actually increases your mental health times 10. Number 2, learning. I don't know, I've become one of those people that, I've always been one of those people that just love learning and just love learning new things that interest me. Number 3, adventure. Bro, adventure's so underrated. People don't want to go out anymore when it is literally the most exhilarating thing ever. Think about when you're playing a game like GTA and you get lost and find yourself in new parts of the map that you've never experienced or explored before. And personally, I think adventure and experiencing is the kind of purpose of life, if there is one. Because what are we here for if not to just experience everything around us, bro? But yeah, speaking about adventure, we're about to go explore Pigeon Island. It's basically like this mountain. I'm gonna take you guys with me because I have nothing else better to do and because I want you to subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's gonna be so lit. Nature has always been sort of like a retreat for me. When I'm out adventuring, I feel like there's nothing I'm supposed to do, nowhere I have to be. It's just myself in the present moment. All the stress of life kind of just melts away. I recently learned that in ancient China, they realized that how you arrange certain objects changes the energy dynamics of a room. It's called feng shui. It literally means wind, water. It's the reason you feel so free when you're in nature. Your energy flows with your environment. And as you know, many of us live in a busy city with cars beeping and very tight, crowded spaces. My guess is that it's done intentionally to keep you in a control grid, to keep you in a state of constant anxiety. It's easier to control you and your spirit that way. I don't know though, just some thoughts. Currently at Pigeon Island, about 44 acres of pure history here. We're about to go up to here, Fort Rodney. Wow. Fuck me, that was worth it as shit. Woo! Woo! This is worth it as shit, boy. This is crazy, and there's still more to go. Wow. What the fuck? What are you doing? That's so amazing. It says 1881.
1881, this is 1875.
That's sick. Look, JB Cropper. That is such a British name.
Yeah.
Wow. Nothing, not even a camera can do this view justice, bro. You just have to be here, guys. If you can, travel the world. This experience, this is what I'm gonna see on my deathbed. You know what I'm saying? And life should just be about that. There's a saying I heard, and it's like, the only people you should be impressing is your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. I think I'm doing myself a justice. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. We on day 4 of this dopamine detox. Man, This has been a weird few days, I'll be honest. You're gonna have more time in the day than you know what to do with. Even with the stuff that you want to do when it comes to your career and your business, you have a lot of fucking time. I now see why these companies, and if you believe in the elite, why this is in place. Because think about it, if everyone had the time, especially with the internet, to be doing what they want to do, there would be no workers, bro. But I can't lie, guys, even doing 2 days of this hard mode dopamine detox has changed the way I see the world, bro. I've never felt so at ease in my life. Like, it's so much easier to talk to the camera. It's so much easier to take in the present moment. It's so much easier to just kind of be where your feet are. If you've heard the saying, less is more, it's so true. The less things you have to prioritize and do in your life and in your day in general, the happier you are, because then you're just going to be naturally gravitating towards the things not only that you need to do, but you love to do. Another thing I've realized is because you're not on social media, you're not always subconsciously comparing yourself. Because yes, even if you don't know, I don't compare, you compare, bro. Everyone compares. It's our ego's way of seeing how good we're doing in real life, but that doesn't mean shit because everybody's different. Everybody has their own journey. But at this day and age, bro, you're gonna wanna be an entrepreneur at 16, making 6 figures a month. It's actually ridiculous. Taking the time to just watch no face, run your own race, be in your own life and not look at anybody else. It's amazing, bro. This is how it should be. It's like you gain the ability to just take life at your own pace. You know them ones where you wake up and you're in a rush and you have to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. You don't get that anymore. Like, I woke up at like 12 or 1 today. PM and it gets dark around like 6 PM in St. Lucia. I only had like 5 hours of sunlight, but I was just like, I'm just gonna make the most out of the hours that I have. If you're wondering why I was waking up at like 12 PM, it's because I smoked too much weed. However, I have realized some mad stuff while being on this dopamine detox, just about myself. That's another thing, you're gonna realize a lot of things about yourself when you're doing this. But yeah, being a boy raised on the grimy streets of London, I'm sorry to say this about myself, but bro, I'm such a consumer. Like when I was younger, when I was like 16 working in Wagamama in central London, after work, I used to go to these places like Harrods and Selfridges, which are big malls, right? Big luxury malls that all the rappers and actors go to. And I used to just window shop. Sometimes I'd take my girl with me and we just window shop and be like, one day we can afford all this shit when I'm rich. And I just do that shit just to, when I can afford it, prove to myself that I can, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of men from London do that shit, man, just to kind of motivate themselves to be someone and to do something. Because that's all that matters when you're in London, who you are. And I fell into that trap, man, deep, because I wasn't even conscious of this shit. Yeah, I was curious about why the way the world is, but I never realized that these people who run the world ingrain that inside of you. If you live in those big cities like in NYC, in LA, you're gonna want to be, you know, that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? One day. And let me tell you why that's bad. It's not always bad to just want to be that nigga. I still want to be that nigga. But bro, external validation is a dangerous thing because you're always going to be chasing. Seriously, guys, think about it. All of these rich millionaires, all these rappers, these people that accomplish so much shit, they have everything in the world, but yet they still don't feel fulfilled. Why is that? Because external validation doesn't bring you happiness or fulfillment. So that is not a good way to live your life, just chasing external validation. So what's been reinforced on this dopamine detox? Life happens in the now. So what's on the agenda now? I'm gonna do some more work. I'm gonna eat some, and yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up on day 7. Taking this view real quick though. Amazing. Oh my God. What a day to be alive. Gosh, okay, let's go for a walk. I'm gonna go take you guys to see this amazing fucking view right at the top of there. But hey, we're at the last day of the dopamine detox. I've done this for way longer than a week, I can't lie. Apart from certain activities like the occasional laugh and obviously posting on social media and stuff, I've literally limited all other things dopamine, all other things that give me instant gratification, I've stopped. To wrap up this whole dopamine detox thing, man, look, if you're someone that says to yourself, oh, I have no passions, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 just try this dopamine detox thing for like 2 weeks. In those times that you're bored and you're lost in thought or you're meditating, you're gonna start getting naturally attracted to certain thoughts and certain things. For me personally, it's existential thought, philosophy, fashion. Shut the fuck up. nigga. Anyway, as I was saying, it was existential thought, fashion, clothing, making videos, editing, you know, that type of shit. That actually plays on my mind without the influence of social media. And that's how I know it's a real passion of mine. Because the thing about social media, it's going to implant thoughts in your mind that aren't actually interested in. And because the human brain is so easily programmed, you take on thoughts that aren't your own, and you start believing thoughts that aren't your own. And soon, when you get back to your original thought, you'll realize your passions, and you'll realize what you actually want to do with your life. Because bro, life is infinite. I'm about to show you this view. You're gonna realize life is so infinite. You can do anything you put your mind to. I think the best benefit though, when it comes to this dopamine detox shit, is the mental clarity that you get. If you suffer with that and you just suffer from overthinking in general, this dopamine detox will completely fix that. Like for me, for example, I found it so hard to just look at the camera and speak like I'm doing right now. And through this dopamine detox, fam, it's become so much easier because I just don't have unnecessary shit on my mind. You get what I'm saying? I only think about what truly matters to me, like my business and my health, my spiritual, emotional and physical health. Before I go, I'll give you guys a little quick story. So when it comes to the whole YouTube thing, I wanted to start a long time ago, but I had this rut in my mind where every time I got myself psyched up to do it, there was something just blocking me, and it was my own brain telling me excuses as to why I shouldn't start it. Like, oh, you're not gonna get that many views, bro. Oh, do you even know how to edit? Oh, you need to make a plan so you're consistent first. All of these long things, I've realized, bro, your brain does that to trick you to just staying comfortable, because at the end of the day, that's what your brain wants to do. It just wants to stay comfortable, bro, because you're in a comfortable spot, and it just wants to sit there and do nothing. But you know what they say, innit? A man who lacks purpose distracts himself with pleasure. And it's so true. I couldn't agree more. And that's not me saying there's a purpose here, you know. We're literally on a floating rock. There is no purpose. We're all ants. To me, a purpose is literally just a long-term goal that means a lot to you. And the way you get to that long-term goal, the way you get to that purpose, is through that dopamine detox, through stripping the pleasure and just moving towards your purpose. Anyway, I talked for way too long. Here's that view I was talking about. And with that, I'm gonna end my vlog here, man. If you like this video and you got a lot of value from it, make sure you slap up that like button for me, and make sure you fucking press subscribe, especially if you're followed on my TikTok or my Instagram. Even if you're not, subscribe. But all right, love you guys. Kaizen out, baby.